If people keep telling you how strong you are, but inside you don't feel strong at all, I want you to hear this first. You're not alone, and you're not broken. There's a version of strength that caregiving demands that most people never see. Because it doesn't look heroic. It doesn't look inspiring. Most days, it just looks like survival. I learned that kind of strength while being the primary caregiver for both of my parents. This was during the beginning of COVID when offices were closed, systems slowed down, and help was hard to find. And at the same time, I was working full-time hospital night shift. And during that season, I was also diagnosed with MS. And still, life didn't stop. Responsibilities didn't stop. Decisions didn't stop. You know, people on the outside saw me showing up. They saw me functioning. They saw me handling things. But what they didn't see was the weight that never turned off. Because sometimes strength looks like leaving a night shift exhausted, driving home knowing someone depends on you, and then having to step right back into caregiving without real rest. Sometimes it looks like making decisions when you don't feel ready to make them. And sometimes it feels like carrying grief before a loss even happens. I think a lot of caregivers feel invisible in that space because people say things like, "Oh, you're so strong." But what they don't realize is being called strong can feel lonely because it can sound like, "Oh, you don't need help," or, "Oh, you'll just figure it out." And the truth is, strength in caregiving isn't about feeling powerful. It's about continuing even when you're tired, even when you're scared, even when you're not sure how much more you have to give. There were moments for me where I realized no one was coming to carry this with me, and that realization changes you. Not in a dramatic way, in a quiet way. Because you stop waiting for rescue and you start adapting. Strength here can mean losing time for yourself, watching your relationships change, carrying financial pressure quietly, and feeling like your life paused while everything around you kept moving. And sometimes being strong means you don't even recognize yourself anymore. Because the version of you before caregiving had space to breathe, had time to rest, had moments that didn't revolve around survival. If you're watching this and you don't feel strong, I want you to hear something clearly. Not feeling strong does not mean you're failing. It means you're human. And it means what you're carrying is heavy. This channel exists because I know what it feels like to carry something most people don't understand. Not as an expert, not as a therapist, just someone who lived it. And if you're here, and if any part of this feels familiar, I want you to know you don't have to pretend here. You don't have to explain yourself, and you don't have to carry it alone. Because strength, real strength isn't loud, it's quiet. And sometimes it looks like just being here, still standing.